doesn't matter where we come from, doesn't matter what our culture is, our specific stories can literally change the world. It can change the world, it can find different solutions, we can see things in a different perspective, or we just learn something new from each other's cultures, right? And being able to learn from each other, that's how we can work together to eradicate, all the problems that we're going through still in 2023.
No, you couldn't be more right. And I think it's actually really important for us to, if I feel like, okay, I can't relate to that, that's an indication to pick the book up, or it's whatever that is, to engage in that conversation, because that means that there's some hidden bias in my mind or some prejudice that I'm feeling that means I don't think I can relate to you. And again, it goes back to the fact that we're all humans and there is a relation between each and every one of us. And maybe that relation, maybe what I'm going to learn through that experience is what you're going through and how not to be a part of it, how
Yeah.
not to be part of continuing that pain or that hurt that people have to experience. And I think, the Black community, we experience the same thing. You're judged by the color of your skin, or you're Black, so you're uneducated and you're going to be loud and whatever it is. And then if you're not that, you're othered. And so I think that we just need to have a conversation about the fact that we're all individuals having our own individual experience. But I want to kind of talk about now your journey from having this thought, because you said it was until your mid 30s where you're kind of playing it shy and thinking back to that moment when you were 5, to being a woman who's now written a book about confidence, several books about women who are bossing up. So what is your personal bossing up story?
Honestly, it was from the pandemic. The pandemic, what a lot like, sometimes I'm in shock that 3 years ago we were all stuck at home. And for me, when that happened, I thought it was literally the end of the world. Like I was ready to give up on life. I was literally just watching K-dramas nonstop, eating junk food. So I literally just thought it was the end of the world. And of course, when you're stuck at home, and this is like something we didn't literally know what was going to happen, our mental health takes a toll on us, right? And me as a person, I'm very private as a person, in all honesty. So for me, it was also hard to share what I was feeling, to share what I was going through. So the pandemic kind of let that out, because sometimes we have all these repressed feelings and it's literally like a ticking time bomb waiting to happen, right? It just like blows up. And so it blew up, like me and my family just kind of like blew up and just kind of started talking about the things that we were going through, right? But then we were able to heal through that because we were able to talk about what we were feeling at that moment. And then at the same time, I met the lady who started the Women Who Boss Up series. And one of the things she was talking about was, why don't we make a book highlighting Asian women because of the work that you did? And I was like, yeah, why not? What's the worst that can happen, right? And sometimes sometimes we just have to let go of things and just say yes, right? Because we don't know where it could take us. And especially for Asian people, sometimes it's really hard to trust other people, right? It's just in our culture. And it takes a while sometimes, right? But once you get that trust, it's like you're good. So me, I just had to let go of always thinking people are, out to get me, right? They're good people out there. They're good people who have the same values that you do. And you just got to learn to say yes, because it's either a blessing or a learning lesson. But I'm glad I was able to say yes, right? Because now look where I am today. Without that, I wouldn't be here. And then, just being in a community with all these amazing other female entrepreneurs just makes the journey a lot better, right? Seeing these ladies in our books just bossing up in their own businesses, right? Being able to meet them in person, being able to connect with them, to talk to them, be in business with each other, have a mentor, talk about the things we go through in a business. Because, being an entrepreneur is not easy, right? It's like literally a roller coaster. There's days where would totally just eat my feelings, right? Because I'm just like, this is depressing. But this is life, right? And I think the more we're honest about this, the more can people realize, like the more people can realize it's not as easy as it looks.